Buddy the dog, what are you doing? You've been snoozing a lot today. Well, it's the end of the day, so I figured it's probably about time to come outside and make a video, because, yeah, that's what people like when I do that, you know? Excuse you, Buddy the dog. Anyway, we're gonna find something to do. I got something in my mind I'm looking for that I know I bought, and we might as well see if we can get that fit up. So we'll get down here where the stuff's at, and that'll happen right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. Lots of stuff we need to put away. Never got those plows put away. Never got this baler worked on. Probably should do that. You know, if we could get that done fairly soon, we could probably sell that this summer to somebody who wanted one. But I don't know. I got a lot of quit in me, so we'll see. But really, what I'm wanting to work on is, I noticed in the other video when we were messing with this 1250 that it is not got the carburetor covered, and I'm almost certain that I bought a hose to try to make work in there. So I'm going to try to grab that real quick, and we're going to see if we can't do whatever we got to do to make that fit, because it doesn't need to sit out here with that uncovered like that. That's just not a good idea. Do you like how when you're looking for something you can't find it, but you find all kinds of other stuff that you weren't looking for? Like, I found this pack of almost new zip ties that I couldn't find the other day, and I found 2 brand new mini tubing cutters because I kept thinking mine's wore out, I need to buy a new one, and every time I went to town I bought one. And then actually you'll see in a viewer mail video that a viewer sent me one, so I've got new mini tubing cutters now. But I did not find my hose. I found this nice beautiful Solex carburetor, which is what we need for this. Is it rebuilt or is it Craigslist rebuilt? Looks like it's got a shiny paint job on it, but we don't know anything about it. I'd rather get the starter fixed first, because I know it runs on this carburetor, but if I put that one on and it doesn't run, then I won't know whether it's the carburetor or something else. So we're gonna wait putting the carburetor on, that's what I'm saying. But we gotta find that hose. That wasn't a cheap hose. I wanna say it was 50 bucks, and it's bigger on one end than another because that's how it has to be. But we're gonna have to custom cut it to make it what we want. So I'll put this stuff in the service truck, and then I'll look in the service truck. Maybe I stuck it in there thinking that'd be a nice safe place to keep it safe and not lose it. So far, all my safe places, I could never find them back. So yeah, well, this time I found more zip ties. I found this, which I was looking for the other day. That should be the size to work on my brown car. I found this almost new box of safety tread tape, which is expensive, but still no hose. And I just, where would I have put that? I mean, the tractor was right in there, so it shouldn't have migrated far, unless I didn't think that I even brought it out of the house yet, but I didn't see it in there. So it would almost have to be, boy, I see something else that needs attention. I don't think we tightened that. Did we tighten that bolt on there? I don't know. But that's a bummer, friends, because I really kind of wanted to, you know, continue on this project. Maybe it just, this one kind of took the wind out of my sail, you know. There was just too much going on, and I didn't really want to work on tractors anymore. I don't know. And it didn't help with the way that it carried on. So I guess what we're going to have to do is just back that 1855 out at some point here and just start carting away all the garbage, because I've accumulated so much garbage. I've got trash bags full of garbage. I don't know. And the dog has taken some and spread it around, and then nature has blown things around, and I don't know. It's just, I'm gonna have to have a day of cleaning, you know, to get all my stuff back in order. But oh well, I guess I'll find something else to do with my time. But I was really wanting to get that covered up, since I see that it's that way now. I guess I can put something over it and zip tie it. I got plenty of those. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking and we'll see what happens. I don't think did this tractor have a toolbox? I don't think it did. I think that it was just like it was. If it did have a toolbox, it was probably a cobbled up addition. I think I was actually going to put a factory Oliver toolbox on the frame rail somewhere when we get done, because I got more of those. But whatever. All right, so I was sitting here in my thinking chair. Nice combine seat that cousins gave me. They were sick of walking around it in their shop. Looked over on the ground next to the fan, and I found my hose. Look at that fancy thing. 1.5 inches by 2.5 by 5 inches long. But you can see that it's way too long on both ends. So we got to do a complex math situation to try to figure it out. However, I'm in my thinking chair now, so I don't know if we're going to get this done today or not. I just kind of feel like, why do today what we could do tomorrow? That's kind of the theme that has led to all of this garbage everywhere. Why put it away today? It's too cold, or it's too whatever. Let's just wait. But I'm telling you, this is a pretty comfortable seat. So it's going to be pretty easy to talk myself out of doing anything. Looking at this thing now, one thing I need to do this year bad is I think it's going to need the Flitz job. It sat outside too much this last year, and it's getting pretty sun faded. I don't like that. So we'll have to see if we can bring it back to life somehow with the paint anyway. Yeah. Well, I need to get me probably a utility knife here. And then we'll get up out of the thinking chair and maybe do something. Oh, good. My thinking stool. It's here. Let's do a hood delete here. It's just sitting on there. We never got to the point of... Okay, fine. Go to the ground. We never got to the point of actually, you know what I'm saying, making the sheet metal nice. I think I do recall now why I stopped, and that's because of this. This is all smushed. And I probably should look on the internet and see if I can't just find another air cleaner from a parted out tractor. But in theory, this should be good enough to get us our measurement. You know, the only thing it won't do is really seal very good around there. So we're gonna have to, you know, get ourselves maybe a better one. There's bound to be one out there somewhere. But this should go on there. That's actually probably a little bit too big. But I don't think I had a lot of choices, friends. Like, none whatsoever. And this is going to be some guesswork here. So I'm going to guess it to be right about like that. And I might cut it a little proud. Let's cut it a little proud. Well, it's mine now, so. Boy, this is, this Chinesium material is something to cut. It's like jelly. with a solid core. Okay, regret or not, I think that's pretty good. It's a little proud of it. That's what I wanted. So now I'm going to put this about right there. There we go. Boy, this material is something else. It's an odd thing to cut. I don't know how to describe it, but okay, yeah, okay, come on. I think I need to trim her back ever so slightly. That does work, but I don't know. I think that that thing being dented is not helping our cause. That's pretty bad, actually. But I'm thinking I need to trim a little bit off each side, and then I'll keep doing that till I've totally ruined this. So that's how that's gonna go, you know. Oh, this is not good. How will I do this? There. Well, this is it's like one of those Agco turbo hoses, but it's like they put another row of cords in there and then they covered it all with butter or something. I don't know. It's bizarre feeling to cut it. It's just too, I don't know. We're gonna thin this one out too a little bit. All right, well, let's try that. This is not my best work, friends, but again, I'm doing something that nobody else has done, so buying a Chinesium hose off the internet to put on an Italian tractor. Come on, get on there. There. That looks kind of snazzy. If it just wasn't for the humongous dent, but I do have a solution. I guess we can maybe make that better. I'm gonna see if I can find a new one of these. At least I don't need the bracket so much as I need the top part. It's got dents here. That part's dented. It's dented on the back side. It's squeezed in by the clamp too tight. But for now, that will keep the trash from going down in here and making sadness happen. We got a long way to go on this. I mean, I got that working pretty good. That was pretty stiff through it's actually, there's a spring in there, but it goes through the manifold. What a design, you see. And typically governor, you don't have very good governor action if it doesn't just flop around. And so that wasn't gonna do it. But we just gotta plug away at this. Hopefully we can come up with a 12-volt starter solution that can put us right back in business, because then all we got to do is put a battery in it and it should run. Because it was running fine, and then that one day it just wouldn't anymore. So that's cute. But I'm glad that I was able to find that, because I was laying awake at night thinking about that. I thought of it the other day and then forgot about it, and then when we did something with this in one of the other videos a day or so ago, I filmed it, I thought of it again. But I'm gonna look online and see if I can find that, and then if I can, I'll just order one and we'll put on a junkyard piece that's bound to be better than what we got. Because even if it's too small diameter tube, it'll be easier to deal with if it's continuously round, the right shape. This poor little tractor just It shouldn't have made the worst tractors list of ones that I've worked on. It's another one, kind of like that 1086. It probably shouldn't have been on there either. It's not the tractor's fault. It's the poor conditions that it was in to start with. You know, people wait too long to have stuff fixed. And that's a lot of stuff's problem, you know. If they would have fixed it 5 years sooner, it wouldn't have went downhill so quick. And this poor thing is on its, like, 8th life, I think, because the way they had her cobbled. I mean, you remember it was a cobbled up mess, and they threw all these parts on the ground thinking whatever they were thinking, and I mean, they caused us a lot of grief. They should have, if they would have at least saved everything, I think we would have been in better shape. But I only paid $500 for it, and have I spent $500 more on it? This was probably the most expensive piece, and well, this was probably about $100. The water pump I used was about $100, and basically the rest of it was just time. So I don't know. I don't think we're doing too bad yet. It's just one of those things that it's frustrating. I wanted it to be a lot farther. I wanted it to be to the point by now where we could get on it and just hit the key and go, and it's not. But it's really not that far. If we can get a 12-volt starter back for it so we can motor on happily. I think everything from about here back is good. Some of this needs a little bit more attention. This section is pretty good right here, and maybe that way is good. But just right here, all of this is not as good as it could be. It needs some loving on, but I'm pumped at the solutions that we've come up with so far to make it usable, because I use stuff that you could get a lot of places, you know, and other parts off of other 4 digits and stuff, and so it's kind of a mixture. Not really, I wouldn't call it a hot rod, but it's a lovely catch of things, you know, things that if you had went to the dealer back in the day and your little tractor like this didn't run, they might have come up with the same solutions that I did. You know, they used other parts that they had on the shelf to fix it, and that's what I did. So anyway, this solves our problem for today until we can make better life choices. And then after that, you know, we'll hopefully pick this up. Like I said, we walk away from projects sometimes for a long time, but in the meantime, I'm thinking about them and gathering parts and different things we need, so that, I mean, I can't just make a video every day of putting one piece on something like I did here. You need to have a good little bit to do. So I'll gather some more parts for this, and we will make this happen. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.